As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Breaking news in the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case related to an unscrupulous PI working for the mom and stepfather withholding information critical in the Sebastian Rogers case. What am I referring to? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from inside his locked home where he was allegedly staying with only his mother. Somewhere in the middle of the night around 3 a.m., a lights video was seen on the outside of their home. What is that? It appears to be two people with a flashlight heading to an unknown vehicle on Stafford near the intersection of Kellen. We learned of this information when Nick Barrist dropped this video for the world to see. At this moment, we're hearing that this unscrupulous PI that works for the mother and the stepfather of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers knows the identity of those inside that very vehicle. I ran the story yesterday on my YouTube channel, and what I found out was that he had not turned that information over to law enforcement. So I brought that up on my live, and then he acknowledged my findings. We are now demanding that this unscrupulous PI, SF Investigates, turn all information over to law enforcement so it can properly be investigated. Please join our fight as we demand justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Time to clock out! Time to clock out! It's nice to see you beautiful people this Friday afternoon. If you are not getting off work, the good news is you'll be getting off soon, okay? You'll be getting off soon. What a great afternoon. I want to say I really enjoyed, even though it was really long-winded, I'm glad we got the deception deck out there. I like this. This helps the people that don't and can't get the cards themselves that are on our crew that would like to go back and study the deception deck. We went through all of these cards. I put the link up for if you guys would like your own cards, which is obviously a lot easier whenever you're debating, interviews and stuff like that. So I do recommend getting the cards, and we're going to be utilizing these cards from here on out. As well as Deception Detective. The Deception Detective he may not cover all the cases that we cover. It's great when he does, because we can just go right to him and kind of avoid the cards altogether and listen to, because he's the one that created them, listen to his breakdown. What these cards are for me and for the channel, is for the cases he doesn't cover. And that's why I recommend the cards to you guys, because there may be cases that you guys are very much interested in and you're watching the interviews on, that aren't going to be covered on this channel, and that you might want to utilize the cards on. I think the cards are a wealth of knowledge. They're very interesting. I would say a few of the words you might need a dictionary. Bullhorn Betty's not smarter than a fifth grader, so maybe you are and don't need it. But I was struggling with some of the words. I have to be honest with you. Just a few of them. One of them I had to look up and have it pronounced. It was driving me absolutely crazy. So anyways, I thought it was fun, but you guys raised money for the phones. You guys raised our goal amount, but by the time we were finished, we were like over 3 hours into the live, and some of our people that had helped raise to open the phones up weren't there. So we did open the phones up a little bit, but I thought it would be great that we did another live designated to you beautiful people, if you guys would like to talk about it, because to be honest with you, we didn't really have a topic of conversation that we were discussing for the phone calls. So it really was anything that you guys wanted to speak of. But I promised you I'd come back. I'd take about 30 minutes to get you guys up to date on a few things. There are a few things. Now, although we are advocating for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, he disappeared when he was 15 years old. We all know he recently had his 16th birthday without his family. This has been a very difficult case. I think it's a difficult case because this is a medically needy boy. This is a boy that's really fought, since the day he was born. And I think that drives us to him, because it seems from all of our viewpoints that he was a really sweet boy. Okay. He was a really, really sweet boy that was loved, right? I don't know where things started falling apart in this boy's family. I don't know where the pivotal moments that happened that could have been helped, right? So, or could have helped and changed the direction of this situation. I have to believe God doesn't make mistakes. There is evil out there. And I just truly believe this is a case of pure evil. Now, what makes this so difficult is that in all reality, it seems almost like the stepfather over the last several months has been basically mocking everybody, and seeming very arrogant in some areas and almost boastful that nobody's going to find this young boy, and we've all seen it. There's no excuse for that. I don't know where all of that has come from. All I know is from where I stand, and I still have the list we did. Hold on, I'll grab it. We'll have to take the background off probably. Hi. Yes, she's always with me. If anybody wants to know, she's always with me. Except when my mommy came over. My mommy came by today and got to see Delilah, and Delilah freaked out. She freaked out so much she started coughing, like she was making some weird, like it was weird. Don't look at me like that. You were making the noises. And we still have the list of the reasons or the reasons not that Sebastian would or would not have walked out of his home. We still have this list that we did a month ago or something like that. And the crazy part is there's more reasons, and all the reasons that we listed as to why Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers wouldn't walk out of the house was lists that we as a group prepared based upon the interviews from, check this out, the mom and stepfather. We listed all of these reasons why he wouldn't leave by the mom and stepfather's statements that they made in all of these public interviews. Turn this down. Got it. Where was I? Oh yeah, the public interviews. And these were from statements that they made, like he has grass allergies, he hates bugs, he hates dirt, he doesn't go to dirty water, he knows how to swim, but he likes to swim in pools, he would never swim in oceans, rivers, streams. You know, we learned all of this from the mother and stepfather, and some from his father, right? So how did this child walk out of the home, and why does everybody checking the woods when this boy has no shoes on and hates dirt? It doesn't make sense, but here we are. Now we've watched this case turn into what? A circus, right? We have watched this case turn into a circus. We've had our team and their team. And everybody's saying, we just need to have Sebastian's team. And we do. It's Sebastian's army, right? We do have this team for Sebastian. However, it was the mom and stepfather that made us make a decision, right? Because they didn't want to help with the searches. They didn't want to help put flyers up. They didn't want to help raise money for a reward. They didn't want to do anything. They literally just wanted to move on with their life. They made us choose because we had the choice of advancing this case forward or standing still, and we chose to advance forward, right? So the choice wasn't ours to have. It was made for us. It truly was made for a lot of us. Because we're not going to sit there and kiss somebody's rear end in order to get information or elicit information, because the writing is on the wall for many of us. We follow the leads take us there. Granted, we don't have all the leads, and I am the first one to say that. I'm the first one to say that we don't have a lot of evidence, but the circumstantial evidence that we do have out here in the public is very damaging. So much so that they worked with these horrible groups that do nothing but interference in these cases to help bad people in these cases. And those are who they gravitated to. And many of us that are truly here for Sebastian will have nothing to do with those people. Absolutely nothing to do with those people. And while they've been so busy patting themselves on the back, look at the mess that they're in now. You've got an unscrupulous PI preparing reports that he has no experience or expertise in preparing to try to drive a narrative. When that wasn't working, you had the mother dearest coming and trying to just throw some distractions. Then their own team started breaking down behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, and that was shown to us on ET's channel when he couldn't take anymore. And then we have some more back and forth between at night and this unscrupulous PI and the Lore Lodge. I want to let everybody know we do have some breaking news information. Breaking news. You got that right. Nothing to do with the dark side. Yeah. But it does sound like, now, until he's there, I don't believe it. It sounds like him and Aiden came to a resolution. The unscrupulous PI is going to be on the Lore Lodge on Monday, January 20th. Monday, January 20th, I expect it to be nuts in that chat room. We here at the Coffee Club, all of our Coffee Club members, if you guys would like to attend, that is where we will be. Please show your support with either a bullhorn or a coffee cup. Just so I can see how many we got in chat. Thank you all for, if you guys would like to participate on the 20th, and trust me, I will not let you forget. I'm very interested in seeing this because remember that unscrupulous PI swears up and down he knows everything and everybody else is an idiot. It's everybody else. So I'm interested in seeing him have an actual conversation with Aiden, because I don't believe Aiden is not going to challenge him on his if he brings up bullshit. I don't see Aiden not challenging him on the real facts. So I'm very interested in on who has what as their factual basis and who has bullshit for their factual basis.
That was bullshit.
So I think I know who's going to pass the
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
test. Okay, I do have a feeling I have. I think I know who's going to pass the BS test. Okay. But moving forward, there's been a lot of fight and controversy with this unscrupulous PI, with literally every single expert that have expertise in the fields, not just this I'm a jack of all trades type of unscrupulous PI, right? We also learned that it doesn't sound like he's been out there telling everybody he has direct contact with law enforcement in the case for Sebastian Rogers. Thank you to Hong with At Night for testing out that theory and finding out that it did not hold water by the absolute unhinged response from this unscrupulous PI. But that's not it. I told you guys I'd be wrapped up in 30 minutes so I could turn on the phones, and we'd keep the phones on for an hour. So I'm going to keep to that. And our inspiration for tonight's show, dun, 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 is once again our beautiful War Damn Eagle. That is correct. I don't know what we would do without War Damn Eagle. We love War Eagle. War Eagle, if you are in chat, I don't know if you are, I am still going to call you out. Thank you. You crack me up. I love your work. And of all things, and trust me, we're going to get a lot out of this 2-minute and 25-second video. Make sure you sub up to War Damn Eagle, because this stuff deserves our support.
Kong wants to pretend, like, I personally believe that this is all thing to make himself look big and rich and everything. But rich people don't have all day to spend on motherfucking Twitter, unless you're Elon Musk, maybe.
Okay, first of all, I want to say this. The man has a freaking Bentley. So I would say the rich thing is accurate. And yes, he does have multiple businesses and does a lot of things, right? So if he does all that, how in the world could he be on Twitter? Well, first of all, he's not on Twitter all day. Just because it takes 2 seconds to make a statement and add something doesn't mean you're on Twitter all day. But I find it funny coming from this group of people about somebody being on Twitter all day when Sniffle-Lot, Sniffle D, and Sniffle Dumb are on. We got a $700 Tweedledum on their side that likes to be on literally on X all day long. I have watched that man go for 8 solid hours arguing with people to make himself feel special. Just saying. So of all channels to be talking like this is like I'm on the floor. I am on the floor.
Maybe he does because he owns the fucking platform. But like, rich people don't have time. Time is money. Spending fucking hours on and posting every fucking 2 minutes on Twitter.
Isn't that what they do on YouTube all day long? What are you guys saying? You're scumbag, rotten earth people and don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out at? Because how can you possibly be on the internet all day and have a life and make money? Is that really what B. Tim is saying? Yet his ass is literally on YouTube like 7 to 8 hours a day or longer. Is this really coming from Hypocrisy in Chief here?
A rich person that has a business is running like multiple businesses and stuff like that doesn't have time. Every minute.
How in the hell would B. Tim, Mr. Janitor, have any idea what it's like to have money or to be rich? To even know what it's like to be a rich person? Oh, right. It's that assumption thing that they like to do over there as fact. That's right. I forgot. This is the assumption crew that thinks that their assumptions actually equate to fact. I forgot these. This is the felon channel. That's why they don't know anything about nothing.
As a business, is running like, you know, multiple businesses and stuff like that, doesn't have time. Every minute is a minute lost in money wise. And he smells of someone that's sitting in his fucking mom's basement, right? Bought $1,000, probably got the shoes as a gift.
Sitting in his mom's basement. And you're talking about Basement Tim here. Is he trying to get some of that funk up off him? I feel like he's deflecting here. If you guys think you know, Big T is deflecting, put a 1 in the chat. I think this man is deflecting. I think he's looking in his mirror and saying, damn, I wish I was hung. But since I'm not hung, let's figure out how to tear hung down. Rich people are rich people. They have money or they don't have money, right? I would think that a man that has multiple cars, one being a Bentley, I'd have to say he's a rich person. And sometimes rich people have the ability, especially when it's their job to be online all day, for them to be online all day. I know a lot of rich people, hell of a lot richer than any of us. And guess what? They're online all day too. It's kind of funny how that happens. I think that's the way our jobs just kind of work. But it takes 2 seconds. What makes X so popular? It takes you 2 seconds to share information. No, you don't want to know, Crystal Pistol. It's Fat Lips boy toy.
Gift from his mommy, and probably is
From his mommy? He's the... I'm sorry. Even when I was listening to this, I was cracking up. You guys are going to have to bear with me.
broke as a joke. Like, let's be real. He probably has a little money, but
A little money? His car's worth more than you make in 10 years. Like you can't make this stuff up. These people are idiots on steroids. And they publicly show it. And they have no shame because they are literally in this cocoon that makes them appear. Like inside their cocoon, they feel all special and important. But the rest of the world, like the other billion people outside of their little $2,000 clique, 2,000 person clique, we're laughing at them. Like seriously freaking laughing at these jokes.
he's not as rich as he claims to be. He says he has properties in China. Well, Mr. Hung, I hate to inform you, but the fucking market in China in real estate has plummeted. There's people that spent over $2 million.
Says a man that probably doesn't own 1 red cent. I bet you he barely owns a car, if he does, let alone an actual house that he owns outright.
Dollars for their houses there, and it's worth $200,000. There's people that are underwater. The whole fucking market, the housing market in China, it makes makes the housing market in the United States look like.
Do you see how the manipulative this is? Do you understand the manipulation and mind games that these people play? These people have so much more than this person right here, but he's trying to justify, and in the eyes of his of the audience, bring Hong from up here down here. That's their only ploy when it comes to Hong, is to manipulate people into thinking this man is a fraud. That the Bentley he's driving around in is just some type of imagination your mind is playing on you. And this is coming from a real basement dweller. Like I said, I think he's deflecting. But I found it comical. I figured you guys would too.
Like a cakewalk. But you know, yeah, I'm telling you, I know that. But I'm just saying, I know the house. I know that's the signal. I know the house. When he says he has properties in China, I know he's fucking full of shit.
No, he's actually a Chinese like national. Like he would have property there. And if he's a Chinese person over in America, trust me, they've got more money than probably, I would say, that whole entire channel of people for a 10-year period. Like Mr. Hong he's a millionaire. And you got this Yahoo. Not only that, do you know how expensive it is to come over here from China and to start a business from China? I mean, do you even know what it costs for a plane ticket to commute back and forth? It's probably more than this Yahoo makes in 6 freaking months. Maybe not that much, but close.
Shit, because I know the housing market in China and the whole.
Oh, he knows the housing market in China, don't you know? He's the he's quite the globetrotter. He's quite the globetrotter, Mr. Basement Tim. Quite the globetrotter. He looks like it. Look at him. He's been all over the world.
Fucking housing market in China has imploded. It is fucking. You're better off investing in fucking bottles, right?
You mean you're better investing in America? Oh, well, I wonder if that has any reason why he's here. Sounds like he's made a lot of investments in America. Maybe it has to do with the fact that Chinese market's probably in the shitter. You know what you know what you do when an economy's in the shitter? You buy, right? If you have houses that are in the shitter, and what would you do? I have $100,000. I was only able to afford one house. Now I'm able to afford 10. That's how rich people think. Not this closed-minded piece of you know what.
Right now. Okay. So actually what it tells me is you either lost your fucking ass in investments in China if you invested in 2 to 3 years ago and you're like down by 90%, or you basically your building hasn't been built yet, because what they used to do is they used to grab your money and they says, here, we'll build that building, and they give up on the project halfway and it's just a concrete shell.
Or the property was bought over 20 years ago for him at next to nothing, and he's sitting on a cash cow. Interesting. It's all about interpretation.
People are trying to live in the concrete shell. Okay. So
this man is trying to convince people that hung loose in a concrete shell. I guarantee whoever they sent over there to his house probably says, man, this is a really nice concrete shell. I bet you the man that went over there peeking through his garage, his multiple garage windows, was thinking, man, I'd sure like that Bentley shell. I sure like that Mercedes shell. Oh man, I'd sure like those sunglasses there. Man, I sure like that hallowed gold necklace sitting there on the table. Oh man, is that a cubic zirconia over there? I bet you that shell of the cubic zirconia. You can't make this kind of stupidity up. And you can't wash the stupidity off of them. And this stuff will be around for years to come, guys. We can come back to this and laugh at it later. Believe me. But this ain't about my comedy hour. Come on. Well, let's listen to. Fine. We might as well finish it up. I mean, since War Damn Eagle worked so hard on this little clip and I'm having so much fun with it, we might as well finish it up. Let's see what other stupidity falls out of this stupid man's mouth. You can't make this stupidity up. I'm serious.
He has no clue what he's talking about.
Oh!
I don't believe,
he has no clue what he's talking about, but this whole entire conversation has been an absolute hypothetical.
For him, it's not a big flex to have a bunch of properties in China, because I know the Chinese market right now, the housing market right now.
Oh, of course. Yeah, because he's an expert in everything. Another one of these experts. I wonder if him and the Unscrupulous PI are brothers. I guess keep wondering. Are they brothers? They feel like brothers. They seem to all know everything about everything, but not have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out at. I don't get it.
And it's fucking terrible right now. So if he said he had properties in the United States, I'd be like, okay, I mean, that's fine. But when he said he had properties in China, I'm like, whoa, he must be underwater. Because guess what? He still has to pay a mortgage. So, that might sound impressive.
See, that's still a hypothetical. I don't pay a mortgage. Why does somebody have to pay a mortgage? I haven't had to pay a mortgage in over 12 or 13 years. I'm only 43. I'm trying, y'all. I'm only 45 years old. I haven't paid a mortgage. I was pretty much semi-retired whenever I was 40-something years old. So why is he assuming just because you have property, you have a mortgage? I have a property. I don't have a mortgage.
Some people, but I know the housing market in China, because guess what?
Do you notice how he has said, I know the housing market in China literally 18 million times to try to convince people he knows the market? That's what you call convincing language. If we were to apply the deceptive deck to this, I would have to say that Basement Tim is being deceptive. Basement Tim, there's enough here. There's enough clusters. He's being deceptive. I'm just saying. Ah, shit. I hit this again and it knocked my camera. I wish my camera wasn't so finicky. Let me put this back on. Hold on. Now it's going to do that. Now I've got to get the damn thing back on. Give me a second. StreamYard. You suck. There we go. One day we'll be free of StreamYard. Might as well get the last 22 seconds.
I know about like the markets, and I know that if you have property in it's bad.
I know
right now.
Don't you think if somebody had this much knowledge about markets should probably not be living in a basement and not being a janitor at a police station? I mean, I would think that if they have all of this knowledge, that they would apply the knowledge to have a better paycheck, you know? And moreover, if he has all this knowledge, why is he on a sleazy channel like QB's making pennies on the dollar of what he could if he had his own channel with all this knowledge he has? Maybe because he's full of shit.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
Liar.
I told you we had 14 minutes and a 2-minute video. And what did I tell you? I said we would make it to a half hour. We are almost crossing over 32 minutes. So since this live is for yours truly, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the phones for you guys. I want to thank you for all being here and in attendance. Our 1-hour live call session is beginning now. The number is 724-252-8070. I would like to keep the conversations about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. But if you do have, I know some people call here to advocate for other cases that they're interested in or have personal knowledge of. And if you do have a case, we're not going to turn you away. We will pull the person up if that is the case and look at them as well. So the number is 72. Let me make sure I got it turned on. Oh, I don't have you guys moved over yet. Okay, there we go. I think we got it now. I think it's on now. Well, we won't know until somebody calls in. But the number is 724-252-8070. But getting back to the hot mess express of the team, let's talk about the team that was created by the mom and stepdad. Not only is it filled with felons, we also had one of them out there in the woods searching for this young boy. It's in this picture right here, doing stuff, illicit substances through a straw. You've got another one that can't even clean their freaking toilet. And you got another one that's going through custody and is having to go to court in 15 days for a protective order for stalking. This is the team that was assembled by the mom and stepdad for the benefit of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And I think it's a disgrace. I think it's disgusting. Their whole entire team has basically imploded with all of this nastiness and bullcrap. Keep on with your beautiful work, Betty. Thank you, love. Thank you. Our first call. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hello, Betty. This is Jackie, and I'm calling from Franklin, Kentucky.
Hey, Jackie. How
I
you doing,
am
love?
about 23 miles from Hendersonville, but I am from Sumner County. I'm from Gallatin, born and raised.
Oh, well, then you got the dirt. Speak it.
Oh, yeah. I've been trying to tell you. Look, I unfollowed quite a few people this past month. I found out, I don't get down like that, and I appreciate everything you've done, Betty. I've been following from day one. Poor Sebastian. I just want his dad to know, as a grieving grandmother, I'm the one that lost my grandson.
I'm so
We
sorry.
buried him on Mother's Day, and he wasn't but 5 months old.
Aww.
It's been so hard. So I've been grieving in my own way and watching Seth grieve. it's really hurt my heart. And I get into this case, and maybe I get into it too much, but there's been a lot going on down in Sumner County for a long time, and unanswered things that's been going on that's been hushed and quiet. Now that the main deputy's gone, he's passed.
Mm-hmm.
The others took over. My aunt, well, let me say, my cousin was found in November, almost in December,
Mm-hmm.
hanging of 2022 in her jail cell.
I remember.
She was,
I think I remember. Did you send me an email?
yes.
I
Inches
remember the email
of her life. She was minutes. She's not the only one, though. There's others. And you don't hear a word about this. Her mama was found that August after death. You can look this up. Her name was Elizabeth Graves. That's Graves. That's my cousin. That's my dad's niece. And her mama's name was Alita Graves. They found her hanging too. Nothing standing around, nothing to hang herself with, but she's hanging. Sissy didn't make it, which was my aunt. She didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
But Beth is currently inside of a nursing facility right now.
Wow.
She will never be Beth again. And they're not the only two, okay? There's 6 other people that they found.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody... There was an 18-year-old boy found, I think, December of 2023.
And this is all in that one jail, Sumner County Jail?
Yep. And ain't a damn word being spoken. This is what's pissing me off. Mr. Proudfoot, you can kiss my ass, buddy, and I don't care. I'm sorry, Betty. I can't stand him. He's got him the right one right here. He's got him the right one. I can't stand narcissists. I was married to one for 17 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got him the right one. The mental abuse got real, and he's one of them. You can look at him. Katie does not look nobody in the eye. She looks down at the ground.
Everybody.
Bitch, look up. Your son's missing. What are you doing?
I think she's.
And we got
those
Drake's
Xanax comments. Those Xanax comments might be. I think they're related to her about her taking the test and that.
Xanax. Tennessee loves to give out. Look, they had me on them at 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, them things are no good for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, Drake's Creek. Okay, I go to Hendersonville to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Vanderbilt down there by the Proudfoots. I pull out right there at 25, go through Orlando, I go through all there. Okay, 31W South. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, Betty. There's a Drake's Creek that runs all the way from down there, all the way up here. You don't see one damn sign. You don't see nobody looking. You don't see nothing. My green Sebastian, whenever it all first started, Betty, they had them shirts. I bought me one, and I wear it Joker everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And it's got Sebastian's face on the back of it with the TBI number. Look, here's a mother. How the hell? And my kid's grown. My oldest is in the Army. And then my middle one, she works all the time with my granddaughter. She just turned one. And then my youngest one just lost her baby.
Mm.
So she found him. She came home from work and found him.
Aww.
And his daddy was asleep. When she picked him up, his whole body broke.
Mm.
He had been laying there for an hour. They had been asleep. And he had been laying there. He died of SIDS.
Yeah,
it's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. And then the grieving. This is my thing. If they're really that concerned, how come nobody's on damn ground? I've been willing, and I've got MS, but I'm willing to get out here and walk these creeks and these ponds and walk all the way, because I can take us all the way the back way. I know all the way. I'm from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I live in Franklin, Kentucky. I'm right here at the line.
Yeah, well, we're definitely, from what I heard from one of the comments, is that at night is going to be trying to round up about 5,000 people to get out there in the woods and search for Sebastian.
I'll do it.
I think that's coming.
I'll definitely do it. And I know some backways. I know all the backways from back where my mom in Rapids Road. It takes you straight into Westmoreland, which is still Sumner County. That's where that boy killed all his family. You remember the young boy that murdered his. This is crazy.
Oh,
There's so
yeah.
many
I do.
people.
I
You remember
heard that
that? That's
because I
where he's
wanted to
from.
check. I wanted to check to see if if Sumner County had handled another like crazy case, and that case came up. Where,
Hey, and then I went to school with one boy. His name was Eric Peterson.
mm-hmm.
He cut his sisters. He decapitated her, Rachel. This was when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because she got in front of a video game. He decapitated her. Well, he went to the van, right? They killed him while he was in the van. There's a lot that goes on down there in Tennessee nobody knows about. And I'm going to tell you something. The Ku Klux Klan lives. I don't care what they say. KKK is down there bad. Hate is spread it all down there. Hate is all down there. Listen to me. How old Sebastian? 14, 15?
He just turned 16.
He's not a 20-pound baby. You can't just pick him up and walk him out of the house.
Mm-mm.
There's no smell.
And he was barefoot. There
Sebastian.
should be a smell, period.
Exactly. Somewhere there should be a track smell of his feet if he run off by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere or another. So how the hell is somebody going to come in your house and you don't know and you can't hear it?
Yeah.
You're the last one to be seen with your son. You're the last person that said goodnight.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's missing. And then Mr. Proudfoot, look, I'm not even going to call him Mr. Trashy ass Proudfoot, 3-hour phone call, unexplained. Come on now. You can lay a phone down and let it go and go and go.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody got to be on it. Ain't no voice recording, so how do you know? Turn the location on, make them think that. There you go. That, and I don't think he's dead, you guys. I don't think he's unalive. I do think he's still alive. I do. And I think that they're being arrogant about it. They're just being smartasses.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you, that kind of attitude.
Well, there's been a lot of movement. A lot of movement from the family in general. I mean, think about it. Early on, the grandparents left. We don't know.
Think about that. Just up and leave. Why would you just up and leaving your grandkid missing? Shit, I'm getting out there and walking and looking.
But hey, the mom and stepdad did the same damn thing a few weeks later.
Yeah, it just don't. Come on now, come on. That's not what a parent does. So you just would leave your son out to fend for himself or whatever.
Yeah.
Let the kidnapper take over. I'm sorry. There's something funny about Chris Proudfoot. It's either his way or it's no way. And Katie, she looks down too much. Them cheeks are a little bit red. I think she's a little bit of an alcoholic, if you ask me.
No, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like there's a lot of things going on behind them doors.
There's things in that. Nobody knows what happens when them doors close. And Sebastian being in the position Sebastian is, he's probably terrified. But they got him thinking everything's okay. He don't know because they're keeping him away from the media.
I mean, you got to think of the brainwash aspect of it. They're going to have to say that this is it. You're here. Nobody's looking for you. Trying to get his mind
until
off
dog
of it.
come in, Betty, until dog come in, it was not spreaded, the word. And now that dog has come in, the word is getting out there a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But up here, I swear, you do not hardly hear nobody talking about Sebastian. Actually, today I met a couple on your page on the YouTube, said they were from my town too.
Aww.
Can't remember. Eric, I think his name was Eric. And he's from Franklin. So I'm telling you, we need to get us a couple together, walk Drake's Creek, because Drake's Creek runs right through here. And I just feel like, now, I don't even think the creek's involved. I'm serious. I think they carried him out of the house and they took him somewhere.
Mm.
We all know in Sumner County, why aren't they doing their job?
Well, like I said, this is definitely a complex case. And ever since, I know Seth is more of a critic related to the search of his son than I could ever be. And when he basically
He loves
says
his son.
he feels confident. You know, he has renewed faith in law enforcement that they truly are working to find his son. I believe him when he says that. He would not say that if he didn't believe it. So
He's got faith in him. He's got a lot of faith in him.
so something has happened since from where we were to that conversation he had with law enforcement. So I have to use my best judgment and my common sense that something good must have come of that conversation. What, we'll never know.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Dig. Y'all dig in what I was telling you about the hangings.
Okay.
I'm serious. Because it ain't been spoke on. I mean, it has, but it ain't. It ain't something that a lot has been spoke on. You don't just find all these people suicide.
Yeah, and I also have, some qualms because I've noticed the how mainstream media works out in that area as well, and they withhold a lot of information. They knowingly withhold a lot of information that would be crucial to the decision of their audience or how their audience feels. So they do drive a narrative. And that's one thing that people are really, they don't like that when it comes to mainstream media. Quit making decisions for them. Just give them the whole story and let them make up their own mind.
Everything. Give it all to them all at once. Don't just pick around the bush.
Right. But like even me,
give it to them.
Here's my experience. Whenever I got arrested out there, right? Not one person.
Sumner County's a trip.
Not one person read the arrest affidavit. Why? Wow. Why would media talk about the arrest, but not cite what I was, read the arrest affidavit?
And blast her face all over the internet.
Because if they would have, they would have had everybody crawling up their crawl for hashtags and threatening to sue someone. But they intentionally failed to give that detail to the public intentionally.
I hate that for you though, Betty. So how long you got to go through that mess?
Oh, I have no earthly idea, but however long it takes for the law
Money game. They want that money. And by the way, tell them to fix the roads whenever you pay it to them, because that's where they need to be with them potholes done tore up my car.
Yeah, well.
It's in the shop right now with the damn axle from their potholes and those roads. Tennessee, I'm serious. I just feel like Chris and the law enforcement and that sheriff's department, that's why I wanted to talk to you on a different level.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk on, I feel like there's more to it, Miss Betty.
Yeah.
I mean.
All right, Jackie. Well, I've been on the phone with you for about 13 minutes, so I need to turn the phones back on.
Everyone, y'all have a safe day. It is snowy here. Our roads are bad, so y'all take care. And Miss Betty, it was nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you too, love. Call back again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, the phones are officially back on. That number is 724-252-8070. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Friday. For some of you guys, you're getting off work. Yay! Some of you guys have been off work, and some of you guys will be getting off work over the next few hours. So I hope everybody has good plans tonight. For those that are staying in like me and Delilah. Oh, careful, Delilah. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on. There you are. She tried to jump up on the couch and kind of missed a little bit. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, Betty. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Linda.
Hey, how you doing, love?
Watching the snow.
I guess I should be blessed for, I'm freezing here, but you know what? I don't have to shovel snow. I should be blessed. I should take it as you miss your blessings sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, good gracious. Well, hopefully
I know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to watch, especially when you don't have to get out in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, in my opinion, SF and all the hate channels and everything else, I just think it's more of a distraction. They're trying to throw people off of looking for Sebastian. coming up with this nonsense and chaos.
Yeah.
And then, anyone, and when you was talking about Basement Tim and Hong, anyone can get on Google and find out information, but that don't make you smart. That's just saying to those dum-dums.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I think we
think
just
it's like anywhere, it depends on where you're buying, and it never really matters how much the property is now. It matters how much you purchased it for and how much equity you've got in it. People don't know people's finances.
I mean, you can buy a $5,000 shack and turn it into a beautiful home.
Right.
I mean, and the more money you put into something, of course, the more you'll get out of it if you decide to get rid of it.
Right.
Or either stay with it. I mean, but I don't know. I'm trying to stay focused on Sebastian, and I'm going back through to the very beginning. And like you said yourself, we're finding out a little bit more each time we go back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's things that's popping up that I didn't notice before. And actually, you were the one that, said, hey, let's go back but you're right. You're absolutely right, because I've been finding out things that I didn't know before.
Exactly. Not only that, but when you hear, it seems like every time we listen to an interview, we get just a little bit more and a little bit more out of it. And that's why I always go back to the beginning, That's
what I've been doing. And you're 1,000% right, because I've been getting more out of it than I did, just watching it in the beginning. I'm like, whoa, wait, I didn't see that,
Yeah.
And the Lower Lodge, God love his heart.
I think, you know what? I didn't know what to think of him because, he's younger. I didn't know, a lot of people, especially our younger group, they're more about being liked than, pushing back a little bit, if that makes sense. And so I didn't know what to think of him when I first watched him, but I did like his thorough analysis of the Sebastian Rogers case. So, of course, I subscribed to him. Now with all this new stuff, it just makes me feel at least a little better, because I feel like he would challenge bullshit with facts, and I feel like he's got the backbone to do that respectfully and professionally.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with you on that. But I just wanted to holler at you and let you know we're enjoying the snow up here.
Aww.
And if you want, you can come up and play in the snow with everybody.
I feel like rolling in the snow, but I'm so cold already in Florida. I don't know if I could take it. But you know what? I know I'm going to have to go work outside of this house sooner or later. So I think I'm pushing off the inevitable. So I'll be in the cold sooner or later.
Yeah. Well, just bundle up.
Thank you. You take care.
All right. Give Delilah a hug for me.
I will absolutely do that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I see people are trying to call. Sorry, I do turn off the phone. One of the good things on this is I do try to let you guys limit it. But if you guys want to talk, I do talk. I do talk. And I like to hear your perspective. I know you guys wait a mess of time to try to get into the phones at sometimes. Sometimes you guys just try and can't get in. So when you do get in, I like you to know that you have my undivided attention. War damn eagle. Hey Betty, I'm here just behind LOL. Well, I was just having some fun with your newest video drop. Of all people to be talking about basements and money. Basement dweller Tim. So it was I don't know. You were the inspiration for one of my videos yesterday, or one of my lives yesterday, as well as one of them today. And I actually had this live already set up. I was just going through some stuff to see if there was any updates, and as soon as I plugged into X, I saw it there and I had to look at it and I started laughing. I was on the floor. If you guys haven't subbed up to War Damn Eagle, I see 5D in here. And we have some really good creators in here. True Crime Addict. We've got Gypsy. We've got a lot of people in here that do great things. So if you guys have an opportunity, don't forget to swing by their channels and check them out. Spirit Seeker Squad's in here. I see Spirit Seeker Squad. It's nice to see you, by the way. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Niece. I'm calling from Roanoke, Virginia.
Oh, hello. How's Virginia? I'm sure it's cold there too.
Calling for 1 to 3 inches in my area and over 7 inches around me. So.
Woohoo! Well, thank you. I guess you can consider yourself lucky that people have to shovel 4 more inches, but not you.
Well, our temperature has been like 15 degrees, feels like 8 degrees every morning. So, yeah, we're cold for considering being in the South.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I'm cold here, being in the South, in the real South, like the.
You're in the real South.
I'm in the real South, and it's cold.
What is your temperature there?
You're gonna laugh. I think it's like 65 right now, but this morning it was like
Lord.
45. And I've been bundled up inside.
We would love that.
I know. We can always tell who the snowbirds are when it's this time of the year, because all the snowbirds flock to the beach because this weather feels good to them.
I bet. I would rather be in Florida or even Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere besides here. Anyway, I wanted to ask you about the Sebastian Rogers case.
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion on SF Investigate?
I don't like
Well, yeah, I know that from watching you. But, I mean, what is your opinion on, do you think he's actually speaking to law enforcement and has inside details? Or?
Well, I feel like if he was speaking to law enforcement, he wouldn't have freaked out like he did when Hong put him into a chat with the detective. He seemed to be freaked out by that. I don't know if anybody that had a good working relationship would have reacted in that fashion. So
wait, what happened? They put him in a chat with the detective?
Yeah, because I guess him and Hong were going, my understanding, I put it all on my Twitter, but I forgot now. But I think if I recall correctly, because it happened yesterday, what had happened was they were arguing back and forth about something. I think it was the polygraph test of Seth, because he also took one with TBI as well. And and he was telling his audience that Seth had not taken it and TBI had told him personally. Well, TBI told, Dog and his team personally that all 3 had taken polygraph tests. So he basically put him in a chat with the lead detective and said, you told me on such and such date that all 3 had taken a polygraph test. And further, I can't remember what it stated, but it's all there on X. But long story short is Hong put the PI in the chat with the lead detective and the I'm going to call him an unscrupulous PI, ended up freaking out and condemning Hong for doing that.
Well, I had heard Nick call in, I won't name the show, the other night, and said that he wasn't on the investigative side anymore. So I didn't know if Nick was.
I don't think Nick is on the investigative side.
Yeah, show he called.
I don't think
it
he
was
really
one of your ex-friends that I'm not going to name, but probably who I'm talking about. But yeah, he called in and said he doesn't know what's going on now because he's not on the investigative side.
I think he was on the investigative side like maybe the first week or 2, and then all that shit happened with his PO, and he's been benched since. I mean, he still talks about stuff here and there, but as far as investigation, he hasn't been involved.
Well, do you think they're going? They said 5,000 to 10,000 searchers. I think they're going to be sending in.
I haven't heard any more about that other than what the public knows.
Okay. Well, I hope they do because
As soon as I
mean,
know, it'll be
I would like to think
broadcasted on this
Sebastian.
channel. I will tell you that. As soon as I know any more details about it, we'll be helping them get people there.
Well, I would like to think Sebastian's still alive, but if they're still searching in the areas they are, that leads me to believe he couldn't survive. You know, I mean, I don't want to say that because of Seth, but
yeah, it's a tough one because you got to look at all possibilities. So I think that we're hitting the if he's out there somewhere front, with social media and in his face and getting all over this country. I think we're hitting that front, but we also can't leave the other front unchecked either.
Well, it seems to me, it seems like somebody would have seen him somewhere unless he's being held in one location and never, I mean.
Well, we've seen cases where they were moving people at night. There is people that are professionals at doing that. If that's really what they were trying to do, was just like a custody type of thing. I do know that there are, people that move.
I wish that would be the case. That somebody, Katie or Chris or Seth or anyone, put him somewhere, but it just seems less likely. But anyway, I don't want to keep you.
Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. I hope you call back again.
All right, thank you. And prayers and green hearts for Sebastian.
Yes. And hopefully you don't get too much more snow.
Thank you. I'm tired of shoveling.
There you go. Well, take care. God bless.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different thought processes on these things. Yeah, I just took it off because I figured you guys didn't want to just keep seeing me stare into the camera. It looks funny when I just stare into the camera, so I just turned the camera off when people are on the phone. Did I turn the phones back on? I think I turned the phones back on. Yes. So I think people are just, they have their opinions. We all, I think all of us, I mean, none of us are watching this, not hoping that Sebastian comes home. I think every one of us deep in our hearts and souls want him to come out from behind the tree and just say, here I am. Right. I think all of us want that. When it comes to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. But guys, we're in January. I mean, February 26th is like right around the corner. Like we're about to hit a year. I mean, this has got to be really tough. We're about to hit a year. I just don't really have, I don't know. It just pisses me off. It just pisses me off because we all know people know more. That's the problem. We all know people know more. And some people know more that aren't related to this boy, in my opinion. And they still choose to remain silent. What if it was your kid? To those people. What if it was your kid? Would you want people to remain silent? Just asking. Just asking. All right, guys, 724-252-8070. For those that are just coming in, we are not really having a whole lot, like a targeted topic of discussion. We are just having a discussion about Sebastian. Oh, hey, Smiley's World. Whoever, whatever you want to talk about. This is your time. You guys raised the goal in the other one, but we just went so far over time that I think everybody was just exhausted. So we needed a little break. So I promised I'd only take about a half hour coming in, and we would open the phones up for, an hour. So It's now we're getting close. We've got 25 more minutes left. We might leave it open a little bit longer, but I appreciate everybody, coming in and hanging out and chatting in the chat. It's always so nice to see everybody here. We've got a lot of stuff going on when it comes to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and trying to decipher the truth of fiction, so to speak, This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm from Alabama.
Well, hello. How are you doing? And what do you think about the Sebastian Rogers case?
Oh, I could tell you quite a bit, but you'll have to give me a call back offline.
Okay, I can try to do that. It'll be from this phone number if that's okay with you.
Yeah, just make sure that you ain't online, because I don't
No,
want anybody.
I won't call back live. I'll call back when I'm off.
All right.
I'm very confidential. Hold on 1 second. Let me just get your number down before I hang up with you. All right. Perfect. I'll be calling back from this number right here that you called on, so you know it's me.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Brenda Stapleton, and I'm calling from Toledo, Washington.
Well, hello. So what do you think about Sebastian Rogers and what's going on here?
Well, I just wanted to tell you personally, thank you for everything that you're doing. And that even though it's coming up on a year, I think that we need to keep doing what everybody has been doing. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. And keeping his face out there, just like it happened yesterday, until he comes home. And that Katie and Chris need to please tell us what happened and bring him home, or bring closure for Seth.
Yeah, this case has, like I've said, we've all heard it. Sebastian has touched a lot of us. We know something isn't right here. And, I think for a lot of us, we're tired of being told we're wrong when we know we're right. About what, we don't know just yet, but we know something ain't right.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate your call. Did you have, what do you think about everything that's going on here recently with the team assimilated by the mom and stepfather? Are they spinning out of control? Are they going to be able to get it back together for the sake of Sebastian? What say you?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. They say one thing, and then it doesn't even go with. None of it makes any sense. Like math isn't mathing with them.
No, it's not. It's not. I agree with that. Well, I thank you for caring enough about for Sebastian. I'm sure if his dad is hearing, I'm sure it's touching him very much.
Yeah.
Well,
keep his face out there.
Absolutely. We will keep doing that. You call back, and I appreciate you.
All right, honey. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me? But I don't hear me in the TV. I can't believe I got through you.
Yeah, it's because there's a 20-second delay typically.
Oh, I see. Okay, my name is Maggie, and I'm calling you from Canada.
Oh,
I'm in Canada.
Thank you, Maggie.
I watch you every day.
Aww.
You do excellent job, and let me tell you, I am surrounded with law enforcement people in my family, and they have all watched your show because my granddaughter, which is 22 years old, say that you sound like me. Which is so I am just letting you know that you're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm very happy that you hold on to Sebastian's father. I have a family very close that works in the on that particular job. Mm-hmm. And for the people that they don't know, even if when this person forgets his lunch and we have to drop him off, mm-hmm. we have to wait 10 to 15 minutes for him to clear out to come and pick up the lunch.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have an idea. They don't have an idea how it is.
Yeah.
So that is number one. I hope and I pray, we all pray, soon this situation will have an end. For the sake of the father, I feel so sad for him. Yeah. And I know the monster that we always talk about it. What is it, CP? Yeah, he is a monster. But to us, as a community, we feel is the bigger monster is the one who allowed him to do all those things to that little guy.
Yeah.
You know, because he depended on her to be protected, to be guided. And the only reason that we believe in that he was not sent to his father is because he was going to speak up, like he was saying at school. And they would have found out all the horrible things that they were doing to that little guy. He seems to be very smart, very intelligent. Mm-hmm. And I have a grandson who is above a genius, and he plays, chess too, just like him. And to do that, you have to be very, very good. Like, mm-hmm. You know, very intelligent.
Very intelligent. I can tell you, I'm not good at it. I at all. So.
No, I mean neither. And like I said, you know, they play with grown people, and you have to be very intelligent to move those, to play that kind of game per se.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to say that I watch you every day from day one.
Oh, thank you.
And my whole family. Look up to you, and I'm very proud and honored that my granddaughter thinks that I am like you, but no, you are way more intelligent than me.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. I can't play chess.
Me neither. No, I did say you are a little bit more louder than me, Betty, but I do love you, you know.
I am loud.
You know, okay, I want to let you go. I don't want to, you know, interfere in the line. Just love you very much. I love the way you love your dog. It's amazing.
She's the apple of my eye.
You know, of course. Thank you very much for everything you do for the people, for anybody there. Mm. If somebody, that was it. If anything happened in Canada, no, you know, I will call you. And what's your friend Justin? Uh-huh. And all the other, they are good people out there. They're very good people. Besides the people who are always putting stepstones, how I called it, on the investigation.
Yeah. Okay.
But it will be okay. Okay, Betty. Nice talking to you.
God bless. Talk to you later. Thank you. Call back.
God bless you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness. I want to just take a brief moment. I want to thank all of the people here. Thank you. Michelle gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Michelle thank you. Billy B for you, 3 months. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our Boogie Green Street, a member for 6 months. Thank you so much. I love it. And we got Nanette. Thank you for the super sticker. And Melanie, thank you guys so very much for the super sticker. I do appreciate it. Thank you. They've been really good calls. We're turning the phones back on now. They've been very good calls. They pull it. I got to be honest with you. They pull at my heartstrings, because I'm emotional about the case. And hearing other people emotional is hard sometimes. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from? Oh.
Hi, Betty. This is Rhonda from Florida.
Hey, Rhonda. How are you, my love?
Well, I'm sitting next to a space heater bundled up in blankets.
These people in 12-degree weather don't know how hard it is here in Florida.
Okay, listen, I grew up in Michigan, and I was the kid that walked to school in shorts in the middle of winter. But once you get down to Florida and live here a while, I've been here since 99, your blood changes, and I'm telling you what, it's completely different type of cold. They don't understand that.
Yeah, it's different.
And you're right, the tourists are all swimming. It cracks me up. I live by the Rainbow River, and these people are out there. It's like, oh, heck no.
Yeah, I'm in an Eskimo outfit, and they're sunbathing. It's like...
Yeah. But in all honesty, the spring water up here is 74 degrees, which is warmer than the air. So
nice. Yeah, because it's spring. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to call, and I'm just so hold on one second. Stop. I'm just so frustrated. This has gone on so long. I mean, so incredibly long. And what's super frustrating, I think, for a lot of us, and I'm not trying to speak for everybody, this is my opinion, is that you have two people who don't even act like they care about Sebastian. And so many of us have hearts filled with love for this boy. Yeah. I mean, to me, he's like my nephew. He's part of my family. Every day I look first thing to see if there's any new news that he's been found. And it's so disheartening for those of us who have love for Sebastian to continually watch his mother, especially his mother. I'm sorry. It's bad enough for Chris, but we know there's evil stepfathers, and he's just excuse my language, he's a douche canoe, and he's a jerk, and he's just a waste of skin and air, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But for her to be so cold-hearted, she, to me, is just like, I grew up with a true narcissist mother, and I know people like to throw the word around, but diagnosed narcissist, extreme. And I haven't had anything to do with her since 2000 because of the narcissism, and I just can't do it. And to watch them, Katie hides narcissism a little bit better than Chris, in my opinion, but they are both so cold-hearted. And just the way that they talk, even in the very beginning, she and he, when they would describe or talk about her son, her flesh and blood, who she carried, and the way they spoke was with such a vitriol and glee when they would describe how they would do things that would be hurtful to anyone, especially a child whose flesh and blood mother is doing that to him, and he was not stupid. And then finding out that Seth said they were very mean to him there, I don't doubt it, especially with the 5 reports. I believe 100%.
They were humiliating this kid.
They thought that was normal behavior to speak of him that way until the public became outraged.
Yes.
And CP reminds me of a stunted 6th grader out on the playground, just the way he talks, the tone, and the way he comes at Sebastian. Mm-hmm. I think that man was extremely jealous of that child. And he took all of everything that was wrong with his life and put it on that boy, in my opinion. Just like a narcissist does. They don't own what their issues are. They make it somebody else's issues and then make themselves a victim while they turn the other person into, somebody they're not in their mind and in their speech. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And one of the things, and I hate to say this creator bullcrap that's going on between the good side and the bad side, I mean, we all can see. And as a person with morals and a conscience, we have to choose where we're going to be on that if we're choosing to follow this case.
Yeah.
And
it really is just like that. It is morally, we have morals.
Listen, as a country, we're morally bankrupt. I mean, church, we have maybe 25 to 35 people that show up, and we don't have an online service.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad and disheartening that the world has turned its back on, you don't have to love organized religion, but it's fellowship with good people.
Yeah.
Or should be good people.
The potlucks, the gathering, the togetherness.
Yes, the fellowship is what we, and I would love to invite you up to our church because it is nothing but love, and I think you would just have the best time. I'm up here by Denellen, so anyhow, but my point is as much as I love the creators, and I'm not trying to bash anybody on the side of right, unfortunately, what we need to do is rise up and be the bigger person, and anything that they say, we need to just ignore if it's personal, and we need to just only comment on facts. And if we find out they're spreading disinformation, instead of making it a half-hour bash fest back to prove we're right, we just need to quietly present the facts and move forward and not even drag them into it, because it's becoming more and more of a trash show. And unfortunately, as humans, even myself, I laugh. And when I saw Cluminati's toilet, I mean, I could not quit laughing, honestly, because it just shows me, in my opinion, who they are in a lot of ways, because let's face it, that's something you visit a few times a day, and if that's how you were okay visiting, there's something seriously wrong.
Think about this. What's the first place you go visit when you go to a new restaurant?
Absolutely. The first place I go to when I check out a church is their bathroom. You can tell a lot about churches and businesses from the bathroom.
Just saying.
Yeah, just saying. They're petri dish for disease and garbage and,
let's get off.
I'm sorry. But I really hope they don't have any dogs that are using that as a water dish, because that would be so disgusting. But anyways, back to it. The good side just needs to stop engaging. And as much as I loved when Aiden went up there and he held his own, but it was a pile, as much as we want to react, we have to stop feeding into it, because if we stop on our side, there's going to be nothing left for them to throw around as distractions, because if we're not going to go on, and continue to fight with them about what they're saying, they're not going to get we're feeding them. We're honestly feeding that other side.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
And it's so hard.
Sometimes it's hard because it's every
and it's
day.
hard not to respond.
Yeah.
Human nature. We want to defend ourselves. We want to defend Sebastian. We want to defend Seth. Speaking of Seth, quickly, thank you so very much for being a solid person for him to lean on. It's all of us want to be there for him, but you actually are, and I appreciate that so much. The last thing I'm going to end with is it okay to mention another creator you're good with?
You're more than, yeah, sure.
Okay, Justin yesterday made a comment, and he's always said this.
Not anybody but that guy. Anybody but him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The monkey guy. The monkey guy. He's been saying this for a while, and I've been like, I love him. I do. But I love that he allows us to have our own opinions separate from him, even though I agree with a lot of what he says. He keeps making a comment, not all the time, but he does feel that KB actually misses her son. In my opinion, I don't think she does. I think she's never had maternal instincts towards him. And I don't think she misses him at all. If you watch her out in public when she had the child F, carrying her around like she was an infant, and everywhere else we have seen her Harley shops, she's not posing as a grieving person at all.
Not from my
And I would love to see a poll of, do you think she misses him or not? Because I'm on the side of she does not. And I understand where Justin is coming from, because as a parent, he couldn't imagine not missing a child, but I don't think she does.
Yeah.
I think he was a burden, and as soon as they got rid of him,
a weight lifted off the two of them, and they became a single couple to run around and do what they wanted while they fought for the custody of the other one.
Yeah, and I think that really was the plan, but I don't think they expected this to be so heavy because,
No,
I mean,
I think
we haven't stopped. I mean, we really just haven't stopped. We made sure he did not get forgotten.
Yes, and I think the thing is when you look at the history of their state, they don't have a real great follow-up on missing children. And I think he thought it was just going to go by the wayside. Honestly, I just thought it was going to drop through and just go away, and he was going to be just another missing child, runaway. And the reason they could not have Seth have him, in my opinion, was there's something in those reports that is huge. And just the fact of the way Seth said we would be awake at night if we knew what was in them, I really believe that it's bad. And I think, personally, and I still do, in the beginning, that county tried to help those people cover this up. And I feel like when the one sheriff had the accident and passed, when our cuddle struggle guy got in charge, I think they thought they were going to hide it even further. But then, even with TBI, I think they thought, it's interstate. They could probably play with it and move it around. And then when Dog came in, it just blew up so big, there's no way they can hide it. So the law enforcement, in my opinion, has to step up and do what they're doing to cover their own tracks, in my opinion, because they did not want this child found. Even law enforcement did not want us found.
I don't know if that necessarily was it, because if we look at what was the Ellen Greenberg, the reason why they classified her as a suicide as opposed to a homicide was because they screwed up royally the investigation and they wanted to hide it. And so I wonder if it really wasn't them trying to shovel stuff under the rug as much as they were realizing that they may have screwed up the initial.
But that could possibly be, but either way, I think there was some cover-up working, whether it was incompetency or something else.
Right.
But I pray and thank the heavens so greatly that Dog and Hong and Nick came in, because they're refusing to let this go.
Right.
And thank God Seth begged for somebody like this to come in and help, because without Seth, this would have been done, pushed away.
I can tell you without them, Seth would not have near the resources that we have had since we've had him. There's been a lot of work. People they have literally no clue. And, I think because we don't get to see all of their work in the public, because it's an intelligence agency, I think that we take what they do for granted or call it bullshit because it's easy, because we're not seeing how hard they're working. But they've got massive teams behind the scenes that you guys don't know about.
Sure. And I'm not going to discount law enforcement at this time, because I do think they're starting to finally do something.
Yeah.
And I think there's things behind the scenes with the law enforcement we don't know either.
Right. I just know that Seth was confident, and until he doesn't have confidence anymore, I'm going to side, because he's more skeptical about this stuff. It's his son. And
I agree. When I saw his eyes when he was feeling good about what was going on, I agree.
Yeah.
But one last thing. Geez. Oh, here's what it was. I hope, circumstantially, evidence-wise, if this does go to the grand jury and to court, in my opinion, that the statements that were made the first few days of "you will never find him," and this case will be studied, will hang CP, because there's no way you could make those statements unless you know exactly what happened to him. How can you state you will never find somebody in the first few days?
Yeah, and not only that, but talking about if things go south literally a half an hour after he pulls into the driveway. I don't know what person ever thinks of those kinds of things, right?
How could you say that? Yeah.
Find him, that this is just a nightmare. Nobody's thinking about the worst case scenario, within just a
No.
couple hours, a few hours.
Exactly. And, the thing is if you look at all of the statements, even when the glasses were found or the other child in the other state that Seth went running to try to find out, it makes you know why did he was so confident that's not him. Those were not his, right from the very start. Not any speculation, not any we need to go up there. It was straight up, it's not him. That man, in my opinion, knows exactly where Sebastian is. And so does that mother, in my opinion. And I think, unfortunately, you got the parents of Chris, and you also have a lot of the extended family. The builder, I won't say his name, but we all know who, and a lot of other things. So I think it ran so deep with the money in that county that they thought they would never get this far with anything because they could just cover it. And that's really where I'm at with things, and I just appreciate you allowing me to air that out.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I love it.
Yeah. If you would consider doing a survey, I would love it. Does she miss him or does she not? Because I have a feeling a lot of people don't think she had the true maternal connection, and I think it was a relief when he was gone. I think that's, in my opinion, why she took off when he was an infant. She was overwhelmed. She didn't have maternal instincts, and so she left.
Yeah. Well, something's definitely, it seems, off with her. I mean, we saw her behavior at the restaurant. Not that the behavior shows a whole lot, but when you see her hugging on a child that's not hers at church, and she's tossing
carrying her around like she's much younger.
And she's it doesn't look good.
No, and we can't just go off behavior because we don't know how people are going to react. But I don't think any of us have ever seen this degree of vitriol, making fun of, disparaging, and just the smoke and mirrors. Every single time we try to go anywhere, it just becomes a circus because they want to make sure that there's no possible way that we could follow up with any of the leads that might be credible.
Right.
And thank God for the people out there that are doing it.
Yep. I agree. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too, Betty. Stay warm.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Might be able to stay warm, might not. All right, guys, we are to the end of our show. I want to thank everybody that came here and participated. I'm sorry. I wish we could have done this earlier today, but I'm glad I got to come back, right? I'm glad I got to come back. If we had done this earlier today, you guys wouldn't have seen my beautiful face this evening. And the good news is Delilah's doing okay. Oh, and my mommy came by. So my mommy came by. I got my car back. And what else? There's something else. How can I forget? And I feel like it's a really important something else. How did I forget the something else? I don't think this 45 is doing as well on me as I think it is. I think I need help. Help. Okay, I'm done. I'm just joking. You guys have a fantastic evening. Call him back. What are they talking about? Thank you. You're welcome. So we'll be back tomorrow morning. If you guys would like to go over the deception deck, we went over every single card today. It was very long-winded to do, but I did that because I want people to know what these cards say, because we're going to be applying these cards later to all of our cases. And we're going to be watching the deceptive detective to see if we're right, if he's covering those cases. But we're going to use these on cases that maybe he's not covering. And we still want to, decide if somebody is being deceptive or not, And long story short, I really did enjoy it. Again, it was a little exhausting. I have to be honest with you. My eyes were like really strained by the time I got through all of this deck. But I'm going to keep utilizing it. We're just going to keep going through it every time we hear an interview and see if we can apply anything. But I think we need to read some core cards before we start an interview process to put it in our short-term memory. And that's kind of about the clusters and the other stuff, the cards closer to the end. I think the cards closer to the end were good things to keep us memorizing as we're listening to interviews. So we'll be trying to apply these as much as possible. I don't ever expect to be as good as the deceptive detective, but at least we have some cards to make us somewhat good. And will it work? I don't know. We'll have to keep practicing at them to see if we get it right. We'll never know unless the deceptive detective is following the same cases we're following, and then we'll decide if we're using the cards right. If not, at least it's fun, right? At least it's fun, and we get something more out of this, and we learn how to, tell if somebody's being deceptive to us in our own personal life. Who knows? We might learn something. So tomorrow morning for our live, one of our polls, we're going to see, we got a request for a poll. Does KP miss Sebastian or not? So we'll be taking that poll tomorrow morning. We're going to be starting our live tomorrow morning, probably at, I want to say 9, but really it's probably going to be 10. So we'll just keep the 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock you guys seem to be working well with. So we'll do it at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Don't be late. Even if you don't see a thumbnail, I'm not preparing a thumbnail. I'm done for today. I've been online reading a whole bunch of stuff. I'm exhausted. So I'm going to kick my feet up. I'm going to love on my puppy, and I'm going to watch some TV. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., we will be back here. And our question will be, does KP miss Sebastian or not? So if you want to be part of that poll, be back here at 10 a.m. And of course, we'll have other stuff to talk about tomorrow as we get our weekend started. So I hope to see you guys back here. But if I don't, I will see you when I see you. I'll catch you on the flip side, guys. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, and more importantly, kind to one another. God bless. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.